According to the Raleigh Dream Center, North Carolina ranks 10th in the nation for highest rates of hunger. About 10.9% of the population, which is about 1.2 million people, are experiencing food insecurity. About 394,000 of those individuals are children, with 1 in 6 children facing hunger. It may not seem like it, but this problem has been becoming more and more prevalent over the recent years. The problem that I'm speaking of that needs to be addressed is the food insecurity here in North Carolina, and more specifically, here in the Triangle area. You live here in the state, so you must have already seen or met people who are struggling with this issue, whether it's in your neighborhood or the neighborhoods around you. I'm here to tell you today that you can have an impact on the people around you. I also live here, and I've met people and have seen it with my own eyes. The people of North Carolina are struggling with food insecurity. According to Raleigh Dream Center's annual report in 2023, they had 4,500 volunteers to come out and serve in their food outreaches, which is spread among 34 locations in Wake County alone. There wouldn't be such a need for volunteers to come out or locations in one county to accommodate if there was no such problem in the first place. Therefore, we must physically take action against this issue that's happening right where we call home. We can donate food, water, and other supplies to support, contribute, and help provide for underprivileged communities and for people who are experiencing homelessness. And if we're unable to give physical resources, then we can give our physical time and effort and labor to serve and volunteer to distribute and organize the resources that Raleigh Dream Center has received. So what exactly is this issue of food insecurity? According to Feeding America, food insecurity is when people can't have access to the food that they need to live their fullest lives. It's when people don't have enough to eat and don't know where their next meal will come from. This problem doesn't just affect hunger, as some people might think. There's a bigger picture to be seen. This problem affects physical health, mental health, happiness, and effectiveness in school and work. People who experience food insecurity will most likely experience malnutrition, heart disease, and diabetes. Food insecurity can also lead to depression, anxiety, and stress. And the idea of not being able to meet basic needs like food can cause social isolation, stigma, and shame. And without enough food, people will have low energy and difficulty concentrating, which impacts how they perform at school or work. In fact, experiencing food insecurity might even mean that they won't be able to go to school or work in the first place. Food insecurity also leads to job loss, medical emergencies, and family crises. You see, in 2023 alone, Raleigh Dream Center served 1,981,000 meals in communities, distributed 1,651,000 pounds of food, and reached an average of 13,500 people each month with food. And they have also distributed 720 filled backpacks and 3,075 wrapped presents for children. It may seem like a lot, but yet that's not enough for us to overcome the issue of food insecurity here in Raleigh. So, what should we do? The actions that Raleigh Dream Center takes aren't preventative measures for this issue, but rather they just provide aid and help the people who are already experiencing the problem of food insecurity. However, if we were to increase the amount of people donate, whether it's funds, supplies, or their time, the numbers of people who are suffering would definitely decrease. Donating money, supplies, and groceries would help Raleigh Dream Center stock up their food pantry and their food warehouse. Donating your time and service could help transport and distribute those goods and services while being able to reach out in the communities that you are serving. You can use these links to donate money or to volunteer for Adopt-A-Block, meaning that you would provide groceries for households, pick up trash, and play with children. What you can also do is volunteer for their mobile food pantry outreach and to volunteer as truck drivers, where you can actually help distribute goods from place to place. You could also volunteer in their food warehouse and to donate supplies at the drop-off locations if you do have something to give. But what would this solution actually achieve? According to recycled track systems, the United States wastes more food than any other country in the world, estimated at 60 million tons or 120 billion pounds every single year, which is equivalent to 130 billion meals. Imagine if the United States didn't waste that much food. Some studies say that that amount is actually enough to solve the bigger issue of world hunger. If no one in North Carolina had wasted food and people gave access to those who needed it, and maybe even took some time to genuinely help others in their own communities, families would not be malnourished, and the children would have enough energy to flourish in school, and the providers of those families would not have to go through so much stress not being able to figure out where to get food. Less families would be broken up, and each individual would be able to take advantage of the valuable opportunities. But then, imagine if we didn't do anything. underprivileged communities, impoverished high youth, individuals, and families in our city will continue to experience addiction, hunger, trauma, homelessness, unemployment, poverty, and crime stemming from this one issue of food insecurity. So what is the point that I'm trying to make? Food insecurity is impacting the people of North Carolina, affecting their health, their happiness, and their well-being. We can do something about this issue by donating and serving in our communities. I implore all of you who are listening to me right now, take a moment, go through those links, and see what Raleigh Dream Center is doing and determine how you want to be involved in the improvement of our home. Remember that 10.9% of North Carolina is experiencing food insecurity. I know our plan won't immediately reduce it to 0%, but we can definitely start decreasing it. It starts with us. It starts with you. Thank you very much.